What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Evolve the Podcast. Welcome to my official studio. This is my first studio that I have ever created. Yeah, it's a bit old school. It's a bit on budget. But I truly believe that this is how everyone needs to start. Guys, I'm extremely excited because this is, as I mentioned, our first podcast for the summer, and I'm finally free of duties. So I'm going to contribute even more time into Conquer Fitness and into the podcast itself. Now, this episode it might be a bit longer because I'm recording through different type of application. You know me, guys. I love to experiment, and as a result of that, I am trying different stuff. Trying to see what's the best in order to provide you quality content whatsoever for the speakers or for the listeners actually of the podcast in Spotify. I need to mention that I need to destroy the account for 14 days due to problems with the visibility of the channel. And as a result of that, I need to stop uploading in Spotify, but you can watch the episodes on YouTube if you haven't heard them yet. Okay, awesome. Guys, today we are going to speak about healthy habits, and this is a topic that was actually derived from thanks to one of my friends, Lazar, that I actually participated in his podcast. I will leave a link down below to the podcast if you're from Bulgaria. If you haven't checked it out yet, you can check it out. There we spoke to quite a lot of things, and he mentioned that there isn't as much fitness podcasts yet, and I'm debating whether I need to continue to the path of the health or the path of business, or I can do combined. So please let me know down in the comments what type of content would you like to see from this podcast. I personally have zero problems with talking about both health and business. So if you don't hit me up in the comments, I'll continue to do it like this. Now, I would like to start with before everything, actually, the sponsor of this video, of course, Conquer Fitness. For those of you who don't know, Conquer Fitness is my online fitness coaching company that strives to empower people both mentally and physically to become a better version of themselves. And as a result of that, more than 150 people already joined and they have transformed their lives. We're focusing heavily on mindset, nutrition, and workout plans. And if you want to know more, please make sure to check out our social media, and also be aware that in September we are launching the official website as well as the new strategies. There is already a free PDF course that will be displayed for a certain amount of time, and afterwards, it will be paid. And a lot of fire content is coming, and a lot of grind is coming as well. So make sure to stay tuned for more. Okay, now finally, let's get into the podcast itself. Beforehand, let me actually drink a bit of coffee because I'm also fasting, guys, for a bit. I want to see how would my body react to the fasting, because during the time that I plan to move around, I didn't manage to properly eat, and my nutrition was very poor, even though I tried my best whatsoever. I will try to fast for today, and tomorrow, aka the 8th of July, I'm going to a birthday party, so therefore my physique won't be looking that good. Maybe, I don't know if I'm going to drink actually. And then on the 13th, I'm leaving to Portugal with some of my friends to vibe and definitely destroy the waves, because this will be my first time surfing, or at least I expect to surf. Um, yes, okay, so healthy habits. First of all, I want to speak about the labeling of the things that everything that is considered with protein or superfoods is considered healthy, yet everything in big amounts is not healthy. First, that. Second of all, the protein bars are a myth that they're actually very healthy because of the high amount of sugar that is included in it. Um, so I would say this also it's not healthy eating salads from McDonald's because of the sauces that you put in, and stuff like this. So everything, in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle, you need to be very well educated upon the decisions that you need to make, and yet this is one habit that you need to actually gain. Now, I would like to speak for how much time does it take to develop or to create a good habit. Of course, guys, as everything else in the beginning, it's extremely hard to actually create good habits. And that's completely okay to struggle in the beginning. I personally struggled quite a lot with the coach hours, with being that much productive. A healthy habit of mine is also journaling, so it took me quite a lot of time to develop this skill. And also a healthy habit is also to say no, because there are a lot of people, including me, that in their past they were saying only yes in order to not feel weak, or to not feel like shit in the eyes of their friends or family or whoever. But yeah, definitely those habits takes time. Definitely those habits takes courage, and you need to be outside of your comfort zone. So it's scientifically proven that it's taking up to 27 days in order to develop one habit properly, and in order to include it in your day-to-day activities. And how you can start doing certain things? Well, first of all, take a look at what you struggle with. For instance, I personally suck at mathematics, and I felt really uncomfortable before. This is very basic example, but whenever I had exam, one of the exams, I needed to retake one of the exams 3 times just because I hate mathematics in my guts. And what I did, I managed to push myself in order to actually start calculating more and more and more and more to overcome this fear. And at certain point, it felt so uncomfortable that I actually started liking it. And when I started liking it and I put the necessary work in, I actually got the results and I passed this exam. So this is a very basic example that I can provide you with. So the first point in my document is mindful choices. Now, what do I mean by mindful choices? Imagine that you are having a dinner, right? And you have 2K calories per day. It's your, let's say one of your colleagues at work have birthday, and he gave you a big chunk of cake, a chocolate cake with chocolate mousse, chocolate topping, chocolate biscuits on top. You know what I mean? Cake that brings temptation in you. So a mindful decision be for me, first of all, to check how much calories are on the cake itself. Here you have here I will do two things. First of all, I will reduce the amount of cake that I'm going to eat in order to save some calories but yet respect my friend. Or second, I wouldn't eat cake at all, and that will result in me having bigger dinner with more calories in it, more food in it, and that will bring more satisfaction. A mindful choice. This example leads to having the mindful choice of procrastinating your current joy for a for long lasting pleasure, if I can say it like this. Because is it worth it to cheat on your diet and to still have these kilograms while suffering a bit and having very good physique in the longer run? And now I know that a lot of people might confront me from being extremist, body negativity and stuff like this. But this is the truth. This is how you need to lose weight. In order to lose weight, you need to calculate how much calories you need and do mindful choices. You can still eat sweet things, but as long as it's in the boundaries of the meal itself, or the boundaries for the calories per day. Second thing that I want to mention is this amazing book. I don't know, is it here actually? Oh, yeah. This amazing book, David Goggins, You Can't Hurt Me. I'll display it on the screen here. This book really teaches you one kill teaches you how to gain one killer mentality, and it by sharing its story, David Goggins aimed to basically awaken the beast inside of you. And why I love this book? Well, without reading any books, I just gained his type of mentality. I remember I remember waking up every day during the pandemic in the first year. I remember waking up every morning around 7 so I can do course. Then I worked out a bit. Then I had breakfast. Then I started university. I start having lectures from university, and that was during my first year. And what happened was that everybody felt so depressed, and everybody was feeling so done with life, and there were a lot of suicides also in the Netherlands at that point, which was kind of understandable. And I was faced in front of one very important decision. Are you going to either stay depressed, or you're going to push further and continue with your mission to be one of the most recognizable faces in the Netherlands? And indeed, that's my aim. I have shared before that I came to the Netherlands with the thought of being recognizable as the Bulgarian from a small country that he's able to conquer the world and show to the Netherlands what are we built from. And as a result of that, I decided to push. And yet David Goggins is doing the same thing really shortly. So he was abused from his parents, and at least I am not even halfway through the book. But this guy is amazing. Please check out the book. But really shortly, if I have to do summary, so he has been abused his entire life from his parent. And what I mean by parents is his father, because his mom was actually suffering from the marriage that they got into with his father, and then they got divorced. Thanks to all the physical abusement and the mind, and just like being abused mentally as well, David delivers some ADHD and even more mentality problems, which leads to him not being able to study or to learn things, and he really struggle. And basically, his life is going down, like lower and lower and lower, um, if I can say it like this. And what happened is that one day he became 300 pounds, which is 150 kilograms, I do believe. And he's incredibly fat. He has been rejected from being in the army multiple times, and yet the army is his only way that he can finally be free and build a brand new himself. What he started doing is he's shouting at himself. And yeah, I know that this might be not so healthy, but it helps you to actually become like a soldier, and you have to do the things that you don't want to do in life in order to grow. And that's the reason why he mentioned the book can hurt me, um, feel uncomfortable and stuff like this. And it's really inspiring book. I personally got hooked on quite easily to it because I share the same mentality as I mentioned. During the first year of university, I literally forced myself to do certain things. And yes, I do believe that you need to force yourself in order to succeed in life, because if you don't force yourself and you stay in the comfort zone, you're going to just lay in bed, play games, and lose your time. Also, by staying in your comfort zone, you tend to lose opportunities. I personally feel like I lost so much time in being comfortable, and I personally feel like I have lost so much opportunities. And yeah, I'm actually mad to myself about it, because imagine that you already can have a career and stuff like this. But this might be only me, because I'm personally really orientated person, and for me career is on first place. So yeah, this was regarding the David Goggins mindset, guys. I hope that I managed to open your eyes for this thing, for this book, and for this type of mindset. Really shortly, to summarize what I said, you need to force yourself to do certain things. You need to be stricter with yourself, because the world is kind of weak, and you're getting weaker as well because of the liberation that we have and because of all the freedom that we have. Next thing in my document is sleep. And let me ask you guys something. Have you caught yourself being extremely tired and yet still watching your phone during the night? And I know somebody who actually, or I have heard that actually in a podcast. There was a guy with porn addiction, and what happened was that he was constantly checking his phone during the night. He was falling asleep. Before sleep, he watched porn. So he watches porn, he does his things, and then he go to sleep. He wakes up at 2, at 3, at 4, at 5 in order to watch, and his sleep quality is terrible. He's not sleeping properly as well, and that results in a very bad performance of their day activities in general. And I personally, if I have to be honest, I suffer from this type of addiction as well. And what I do, I just try to not open the browser, if you know what I mean, and try to be involved with more around more people, and try to also, just do different things and trying to not do that. Yes, it's really hard, and that's actually what a lot of people see also during the no fop challenge that is during November. So sleep is definitely like being sleep deprived because of addiction. That's definitely terrible. And a mindful decision is to take the next step and push yourself as David Goggins to become a bit more strict to yourself, saying no, you're not going to watch 18 plus content. So yeah, that's a mindful decision that you need to make. A mindful decision is also to go to bed earlier or to wake up earlier, and or to stay awake till very late in the day as well. Everybody, I truly believe that we have 24, everybody has 24/7, yeah, everybody has 24 hours within one day. And what I believe is that it's up to us how are we going to separate our hours, our working hours. I personally, for me, what works for me is to wake up around 6 or 7, do some work till 9, have breakfast, then chill for 30 minutes, do some more work until 12, then chill, maybe take a nap, go to the gym, return, and maybe around 6 or 7 start again until 10 o'clock. And that is something that I actually want to say as well. During these 6 months of being designer, I understood the importance of knowing your energy levels and gaining awareness of your energy levels. Something interesting that I observed is that because there were weeks, I did this experiment with myself. As you guys know, I love to do experiments. And what I did was actually 1 week I did my work before the 40 hours of work as a designer. And 1 week what I did was to wake up a bit later, and after 5 go to the gym and try to be a night bird. What happened was that my efficiency was doubled whenever I waked up a bit early, and that's because of my circadian rhythm. Yet this is an advice that I would like to give you guys as well. Try to understand your circadian rhythm and try to actually experiment and see what works the best for you in order to evolve as a person. So, regarding the sleep, what I can give you also as an advice, try to reduce the blue light 1 hour before going to bed. Try to have a warm shower, try to drink some magnesium because it helps you for inflammation of the muscles and also reduces stress. It's scientifically proven. Try to also have a darker room because all of the light and the noise is distracting you from having quality time. And last but not least, an advice that I would like to share with you guys is to try to sleep in a bit colder room because the colder room, aka the colder air, has very good impact upon our brain, and it helps us to release certain hormones that helps us to sleep better. So definitely sleep is a mindful decision. Mindful decision is also to be productive. What I mean by that, let me drink something. By the way, guys, if you're on cut in if you are in the Netherlands, make sure to cop these 2 or actually 3 bottles of Sorcy vitamin water. Why? well, it's low in calories and it has great taste, and it's way different, and it's way better to have things like this rather than having energy drink that is high in sugar, or just have black coffee as I have right now, just espresso. So, productivity. How I managed to be so efficient, how I managed to be so productive. Well, I realized that time is money, and it's yet so basic explanation. And I know it's very common to see, oh yeah, time is money. But something interesting is that I truly realized how much time I'm wasting on my phone and playing games and, chilling and just procrastinating. First of all, procrastination ate me from inside, and I have very strong gut feeling, and my gut feeling was telling me that I'm going to be a failure if I continue to be like this, and this actually drives me quite a lot even right now. Okay, so what happened is that I started practicing the so-called 5 minutes activities. So try implementing something that you are uncomfortable with, or try to pick up something else for 5 minutes per day. I tried to do this with learning Dutch, and my Dutch is way better than it was before. Yet I don't know my Dutch is not fluent at all because I don't put as much emphasis on it. Because yeah, I'm not going to lie. First of all, is not on my priorities, and it's not interesting to me that much at this moment. Before, I needed to learn it for my job as a coach in one gym, but yeah, it resulted that you can do everything in English here in the Netherlands, which is great if you're international, by the way. So I start doing this. I start doing cold showers, but then rather than 5 minutes, I start taking cold showers 30 seconds, and then I gradually, by having 30 seconds cold shower after I have my hot shower, and yeah, I actually built it up to 5 minutes. But yet, something good to know is that you have the benefits of the cold shower in the first 2 minutes, and afterwards it's just like normal shower. So that's interesting to know. I start actually educating myself whenever I was 12th grade by learning certain materials, reading articles, reading books, and also pick up some courses from different course platforms such as Skillshare, LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, whatever. There are quite a lot, and I'm sure that everybody can find something interesting, skill that is high skilled, if I can say it like this, that can earn him a bit of money and also can make him a better person, and that will help you to evolve as a professional. So definitely that will help you to become a better version of yourself. I started doing this whenever I was 12th grade, and I realized the power of it because I started staying higher and higher, because my knowledge actually was way bigger and sharpened than the rest of the people in Bulgaria, or at least I do believe that. I might be biased, by the way, but yes, at least in the first year. And I saw that thanks to personal education, I started gaining more knowledge, and I actually started implementing it into different projects in Fontes University. For those of you who don't know, generally I study marketing management and Fontes, and that will be my third year. And thanks to my personal actually education, I managed to find a real job as a marketer that I will be actually starting in September. And I hope that you guys are ready for the next round, because the next round is coming. That's the company that I'm going to work in. It's super cool. It's all about smart punching bags with AI in it, and it measures force, strength, and also speed, as far as I know. And it will be crazy. I'm going to provide you with some more content on my other channel, guys. But yeah, just my general advice here is to start doing things for 5 minutes a day. If you start liking it, you just are going to build it up. And for example, I start reading books like 5 pages a day, then 15, 20, 30 pages a day. And right now it fluctuates between 10 and 20 pages per day, which gives me a bit more joy. And you actually develop different type of skills, as Lazar mentioned in his podcast. Next thing that I would like to speak about is a healthy habit of knowing actually how bad do you want something. Now, this is connected somehow to the David Goggins mentality, and I truly believe that through asking yourself, okay, how bad do you want it? It's going to the answer that you give is actually how bad do you want something. For instance, during my fitness journey, I have challenged myself quite a lot, and I have pushed myself to the limits by saying, okay, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And if you really want something, you do whatever you can. You put all the effort in the world in order to achieve something. And this is a big question that I actually have constantly stick right here. How bad do you want it, Georgie? Because if I have to be honest, as entrepreneur, podcaster, YouTuber, whatever, I ask myself these questions quite a lot. Is it worth it? Should I keep going? Because the scale, I'm not scaling my YouTube and my podcast that much. Yeah, what is happening? I'm providing everything, and I think it's up to consistency because the life generally prefers the stronger people, and by staying stronger and pushing yourself to the limit, you get eventually there. And I believe that I'm on the right path to become the first millionaire of my family. And I said that to my parents, and right now there is no going back. So I am definitely going to be the first millionaire of my family. And I'm not saying this because I want money. I truly want, first of all, to help people. Second of all, this is just a personal goal of mine. And I truly believe that a healthy habit actually is to constantly set goals in order to improve yourself upon certain areas of your life. For instance, today I have one client, and till the end of the month, I need 10 clients, for instance. By the way, Conquer Fitness, online fitness coaching, as I mentioned, best transformations, best skills, and the best tips and tricks that will help you to conquer your dreams. So yeah, definitely, how bad do you want it is a big question that I truly believe that everybody needs to ask him or herself. I mentioned it earlier, but the ability to say no is a very, very, very good healthy habit and a mindful choice as well, and helps to build mindful choices. Well, I personally struggled quite a lot with that, and I have been abused because of that. I have been doing things that I don't want because of that, and I managed to end up in very bad situations because of that. I'm not going to dive deeper, but my childhood had also some dark moments, and it was involved with different type of substances. So yeah, it's interesting to see how far saying only yes can lead you to, and especially I believe as a business person, saying no to certain things will result in way better results rather than just saying constantly yes. Because sometimes some partnerships or some collaborations are bad for you. Also, if some endorsements are popped up on my way and if they're not relevant to my identity as a person and as a influencer, if you want to say it like this, but I truly don't like the term influencer because social media ends up in being just a face of advertisement. If you are considering influencer, for me, by the way, being influencer means that you provide good values among people, and yet and you want to educate them and you want to help more people, and indeed that is something that I aim to do for the rest of my life. So, clear example of me suffering from not saying no. Yeah, as I mentioned, I had very dark side, and also you need to stand up for yourself. I truly believe that I have spoken about this in the first episode, which was unspoken voices of my life, and yeah, that puts me back in time whenever I was suffering, and even like Conquer Fitness. I do believe that it was kind of suffering because of. Um, Not being true to myself and stuff like this. So definitely, guys, make sure to learn how to say no. Okay, guys, we're on the last part of today's episode. And today's episode was kind of productive, not going to lie. And I really like this topic, speaking about healthy habits. And I can dive deeper if you guys want. Soon plan to start to I plan to start inviting more and more people to the podcast because I truly like speaking to people quite a lot, and I think it just suits me to stand in front of the camera and speak only the truth regarding certain things. And I truly believe that makes me human a bit more, because by staying honest and staying unique in that sense, you guys manage to believe me even more. This is a marketing trick. So I'm going to be honest, I think of involving more and more people. I actually want to invite certain people in the fitness industry. I also want to involve the owner of the next round. If he's watching this, Tim, make sure to, one of the owners, his name is Tim. Tim, make sure to be able to record one podcast with your marketer. So, yeah, definitely. Okay, the last part of this challenge, sorry, the last part of this podcast is going to be consistency. Consistency for me made me the person that I am right now. And this is without any script, but thanks to the consistency that I have gained throughout this year, and throughout these 20 years in general, I managed to transform my life in a physical way. You know, guys, I'm a fitness coach and I need to be in shape as well. So that helped me to be way more consistent. That helped me to also continue to chasing my dreams and build those healthy habits that empower me to become a better version of myself. Staying consistent also for me means to be um, kind of stubborn as well, but being stubborn in a good way. Because if you're not stubborn, if you don't push yourself, and if you easily agree with everything, then you're going nowhere in life. I truly believe that, because even whenever I started Conquer Fitness, and right now there are a lot of satisfied people that I help to, a lot of people were joking and they were saying, and they were bullying me in one way or another. And if I heard them, and if I haven't been stubborn, well, Conquer Fitness wouldn't be the same business and the same coaching service that is today. And I'm extremely grateful for having this business in my life, because this is my identity as a person, and I would like to share as much good values as possible thanks to Conquer Fitness. Consistency can be a bitch, not going to lie. Consistency does not mean doing it two times and dropping out certain stuff. Consistency means that there will be times whenever you're going to feel like shit. A clear example is working out. And um, you need to be consistent regarding having your supplements. Creatine takes 2 weeks in order to be absorbed within your body, and then you start gaining actually the benefits out of the creatine. Firstly, this. Second of all, nutrition wise, it's incredibly important to stay consistent, because if you don't get your protein intake in, you're going to lose weight, you are going to not build muscle. If you don't eat carbs, you are going to lose weight as well, and your energy will be low. If you don't include healthy fats in your diet, then your organism might stop working properly. If you don't sleep 7 to 8 hours per day, you're going to feel sleep deprived, and the results are minimal. And last example is, maybe if you don't drink minimum 3 liters of water per day, you are going to feel dehydrated, and therefore a lot more things will come up as a negative aspects of it, and then you're going to suffer the consequences. So consistency, it's something that helps me to build my brand. Consistency is something that helps me to be in my third year of university. It helped me to build the character that I am right now, and I truly believe that it helps me to have also meaning in life, because by staying consistent I can do the things that I love to do, such as fitness coaching, content creation, getting better within every day. And yeah, consistency is super important. Okay, guys, well, this was the episode of today. I hope that you're really going to enjoy the first episode of Evolve the Podcast in Tilburg, in my brand new room. And I hope that through this podcast you manage to understand the importance of having mindful decisions for your life. And I also hope that I managed to give you the right amount of value. Now, for my challenge of this episode is going to be to write down on one list what type of things are considered for you to be uncomfortable, and start implementing those stuff within the 5 minute methodology. So every day start doing something, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And if you fell in love with the thing that before was considered to be uncomfortable, just continue to build it up. For instance, I don't know, if you hate reading books, shout out to Lazar, by the way. If Lazar hate to read books, and what I advise him to do is to start reading books, even 5 pages per day, it's completely okay. So take the first step in order to evolve as a person. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe for this channel, and let's evolve together. See you next time.
Subscribe now.